Once again, I'm not telling her to believe it. I'm just saying it's another side of the debate, another aspect of the debate. And she goes, oh, it's just a bunch of lies. And she posted. She didn't even say that. Actually, she didn't even say that. She just starts posting most of these propaganda videos from her side. And I go, wait. Did you see the video I sent? Well, what do you think about that? She's like, oh, it's just more lies. I'm like, what? And then she left the server. She just left the server. Like, dude, what do you mean? But anyway, look at this. Look at this video. I can't believe for anyone to post this video and think that there's some kind of well-informed, like that you understand this issue or something, that you have some kind of deep understanding of this, and you can tell me that I don't get it, that I'm just listening to Arabic propaganda. That's what she's trying to say to me, you know? Look at this video. Just look at this video, right? This guy is a Jew from like Iraq or something, right? He looks like an Arab, but he's a Jew, all right? And then he's promoting Israel and stuff. Let's look at this. But look, notice that there's two pillars here, okay? And so this guy's probably a show, but I'm just saying, let's watch this video.
Ladies and gentlemen, your sweet Zionist Prince Tal, the traveling clack, coming to you live from Israel. I'm so excited this clip that we're going to watch right now, co-made by friends of the channel Facts for Peace and Tamer Masoudin, who is an amazing Afro-Bedouin from Israel. I've had a chance to connect with him this year. So excited to show you guys this clip.
I don't understand. So you're Muslim? I am.
He's an Afro-Bedouin, right? So that means the Bedouin are these people that live in the deserts. And some of them are more like African look, and some of them look like almost like white people and stuff. Okay. So they have the very mixed up kind of racial identity there, or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, he's what they call an Afro-Bedouin, all right?
I've had a chance to connect with him this year. So excited to show you guys this clip.
I don't understand. So you're Muslim?
I am, yeah.
But you live in Israel?
I do, yeah.
Are you Zionist?
I am, yeah. I am an Arab Muslim.
I commented on the Instagram. I was like, Tamar, you broke the man. He did not.
So they think like, so okay. So I don't know, like maybe this kid doesn't know. So I don't know. I guess there's some of these protesters. Obviously, a lot of these protesters, you know, when you walk past the university campus and you see all these people dressed up and protesting, a lot of them don't understand the issues, right? They're just there to be cool or to be part of the group or whatever, right? So that's what happens. Okay. And this guy's there. He's an Arab Muslim living in Israel. Israel's like a Western country for the most part, right? So they have some level of like cosmopolitanism. People are allowed to live there and stuff. Like this guy could never be a citizen as far as I know. I don't think he's a citizen, but he lives there. Okay. It's not as if they're just equal, but they're pretty much, it's like a Western country in a certain respect. So they have that kind of attitude.
I did not know what was happening.
I don't understand. So you're Muslim?
I am, yeah.
But you live in Israel?
I do, yeah.
Are you Zionist?
I am, yeah.
The guy's like,
So this guy's basically an Uncle Tom of Zionism, right? But let me just keep going.
what?
I am an Arab Muslim who lives in Israel. Ask me anything.
Hi guys.
Assalamu alaikum. How you doing?
So you Arab, right?
I am Arab, yes. I'm Arabic.
Where are you from, though?
I'm from Israel. I grew up there. My family was born there.
What was it like for you living in an open air prison?
I didn't live in an open air prison. From my perspective, I never faced any sort of prejudice from Israelis in general. From me,
So look, so this is you know how she said, what's it like living in an open air prison, right? What this woman doesn't understand, that the place that is referred to as an open air prison is Gaza, that little strip of land on the eastern or western side of the country, where there's like 2 million people plus living there, and they're not allowed to leave. Okay. And so we refer to that place, or it's often been recalled, an open air prison. This guy lives in Israel, which is a rich country. It looks like basically like Canada, America, or wherever. When you walk in the streets, it's just like that. It's like completely modern, Western. Everything's beautiful. Okay. They're just like a few miles away from the West Bank people, but leave that alone. But this is where he lives, right? He doesn't live in the open air prison. So the woman, she doesn't get it. But River Eagle posts this in my Discord like as if this is some kind of like gotcha, and she proved the Palestinian argument wrong or something, you know? It's so ridiculous. Anyway.
in an open air prison.
I didn't live in an open air prison. From my perspective, I never faced any sort of prejudice from Israelis in general. For me, the vast majority of, I would say, bad things that I experienced came from my Arab brethren who lived in the same area that I live, who looked at me and called me names such as Abd, which is slave in Arabic.
You literally just told me that you're not oppressed or did not feel oppressed, but they called you derogatory slurs. That is.
It wasn't Israeli
is
Jews, it was Arabs who called me derogatory terms.
I have to expand on this because I talk about this frequently, and Tamer agrees with me on these points. So does my friend Mansour Ashkar, Arabs who grew up in Israel. Okay, it's important because this video is short and it's not going to be able to get into the nuance. I want you guys who are watching me to be armed with facts.
Oh, look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. So he's got the hand sign. He's got the two pillars. Is there some kind of Muslim reason for having these two things here like this? I don't think there is. And now he's doing his hand sign. What's that on the back there? What kind of symbol is that? I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
And to understand the nuance. So
oh, that's his logo. That's his channel logo. We'll take a look at that in a minute.
Or pro-Palestinian ever comes to you and tells you Israel's an apartheid state, Israel's this, Israel's that, you can have the facts, okay? I want you guys to pay attention to something very important. Tamar comes from a community known as the Afro-Bedouins from the south of Israel. Within that community or that wider community, there's also people known as the Afro-Gazans. They're known as Al-Abid or Abid, which means the slaves or slave. That's how black people in Palestinian society are considered. Actually, across most of the Arab world, black people have not attained civil rights in any capacity, and they're still seen as second or third class citizens. I know this from personal experience from black people who are raised in different parts of the Arab world, who I am friends with, who I've communicated with, who I've gotten to know. And that is just the main true fact. In Islam or Islamic society.
Yeah, that's all true. That's all true, right? Okay. So I guess what he's trying to say is that because the Arab world doesn't conform to Western values such as like Western liberal democracy or whatever, that therefore they're inferior or something, and therefore Palestine, the way that the Israelis treat the Palestinians is okay. I guess that's what he's trying to say. I don't really get this.
/ Arab society, black people or people of African heritage are not seen as equal by any matter of fact. More so than that, I've explained this before, in Palestinian society or Arab society of the Levant and of Israel, Judea and Palestine, whatever you want to call it, they are warring with each other constantly. The Arabs
and Palestine, whatever you want to call it, because they don't even consider those Palestinians to even have any right to the land, or they're not even like a real nation to them. They're just like a bunch of tribes that just managed to happen to be living there. That's how they consider those people, right? So they say, oh, and Palestine or whatever you want to call it. That's how he talks like that.
And Palestine, whatever you want to call it. They are warring with each other constantly. The Arabs of the West hate the Arabs of the East. The Arabs of the North hate the Arabs of the South. The Arabs, the black Arabs are being oppressed by the lighter-skinned Arabs, and the Arabs of Indian ethnicity are oppressed by everybody, and nobody's willing to marry them. It is an extremely fragmented society. So this is something that this video won't be able to.
Yeah, okay, but that's also true about the Jewish society. I mean, if you as a Christian try to marry a Jew in Israel, you think that's going to go over okay with all the people there? You think that's going to be okay? Like, I don't know, understand, like, why they try to act like, oh, the Jews are just completely innocent, that they have no racism or anything like that. Maybe they kind of have these kind of norms that we have in the West, like, I don't know, like laws against discrimination and stuff like that or whatever, but we have those things and we still have racism, right? So it's not as if racism has been eliminated in the Jewish community or anything.
Be able to give you like this short.
If anything, I mean, most people would consider Jews to be the most racist, of all the people of the world, because they consider themselves to be the chosen people, and I'm not saying all of them feel that way, but there's a large portion of them that do, and it's not as if all Arabs are racist like that. There is quite a bit of that there, but it's not as if everybody there, every Arab is like this, right? But that's how they're trying to talk, and they're trying to talk as if all the Jews, there's no racism among Jews whatsoever. They never have any racism towards Gentiles or anybody else. No, it's ridiculous.
That we're watching of Tamar, but it's important for me to add on that facts. I want you guys to know that there is no cohesion or cooperation or unity between Arab society here in Israel or in Palestine.
I don't believe that.
Sadly, was my experience.
Your kind, the Jews.
I'm not a Jewish.
But what are you?
I am
Why are
Muslim.
you carrying their flag?
I am Muslim. It's my country. It's my country's flag. I lived in Israel all my life. I lived with Jews. I worked with Jews. I worked with Arab. 20% of Israel population is Arab population. All of them have Israeli citizenship.
I want to know what your perspective about, especially the claims about apartheid in Israel. People say that you guys are
Okay.
mistreated.
Oh, they have Israeli citizenship. So my bad. They do have it. All right. So that's fine.
Claims about apartheid in Israel. People say that you guys are mistreated.
For me, it's wrong because the facts on the ground speak otherwise. For example, if I worked in the Israeli parliament. I worked in.
Look, you see what he's saying? He's trying to act like for him, he lives in Israel. He doesn't live in Gaza. In Gaza, they can't even leave. Their whole place has been bombed to smithereens. They can't leave the place. They have to apply. People get shot by Israeli soldiers, right? And they try to like apply to get medical exemption to leave so they can get treatment, right? And they're being denied. People will lose their limbs and stuff because they can't get treatment because they're stuck behind that border wall. It's so ridiculous to try and act like, oh, this guy says Israel's great because he lives in the nice part and they haven't like kicked him out yet or anything because they don't like. It's so dumb. This is next level dumb once again.
An Israeli news organization that is called Haaretz. And most of the people I work with were Arab Israelis, and that would never happen in apartheid state.
Right.
I graduated from Israeli.
That's not why they call it an apartheid state. They don't call it an apartheid state because of what goes on in Israel. They call it an apartheid state. This is so ridiculous. This is so dumb. They call this place an apartheid state because there's this place there called Gaza where these people can't leave. They're not allowed to leave. And then there's this other place, the West Bank, where if they leave, they have to like, there's all these checkpoints on the roads and stuff. They can't, like, they barely have any rights there either. It's ridiculous to consider. That's not why people, anyway. It's so dumb to ask some guy who lives in Israel whether he lived in an apartheid state. Well, they're not asked. That's not why they consider it an apartheid state. Anyway, so dumb.
University.
Yeah, there's a good amount of Palestinians, right?
But you had also other Israelis who identify as Palestinians. Also had Palestinians who come from the West Bank who studied at my university.
I see. Oh, that's good.
To anyone
Yeah, did
that
you have any people from Gaza? Did you have any people from Gaza at your university? No, you didn't. That's right. But this is what they do. They're trying to present this thing like, oh, Israel's not an apartheid state. No, we have Palestinians. Palestinians go to our university. Where are the Gazans? Are the Gazans going to your university? No, they're not. It's so ridiculous.
that doesn't support the state of Israel and its fight against terrorism, what is one biggest misconception that you wish people would understand about your society, about your people, about your government?
I want the Palestinians to have a better life. I really do. We are not fighting the Palestinians. We're fighting Hamas and the Islamic Jihad. We're backed by the Iranian regime who obviously don't care about Israel or about the...
Where I will disagree with Tamer here at this point of the video, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for this man. Yeah, I love his content. We've collaborated on posts before. We're friendly. Hopefully, I get a chance to meet him when I come to the U.S. very soon. Where I will disagree is it's become abundantly apparent in the last year that, unfortunately, our fight doesn't seem to be only with Hamas, because an overwhelming majority of the Palestinian people seem to be supporting Hamas openly and proudly, as I've exposed on this channel many a time now, through conversations with just Palestinian civilians in Gaza and in other parts of Israel and Palestine. It has become a...
Yeah, it's because they don't believe your story about October 7th. All right. And like, this is what they do, man. I'm telling you, every single thing, everything is so twisted. It's so twisted, but I can't even, it's like impossible. It's so hard for me to show you guys. But anyway, let me show you some more of this.
Clear that unfortunately this is not an issue designated just for Gaza or Hamas. It seems to be an issue in Palestinian society. And I'm not going to say that we have a war on their society, but there is a large fraction of their society that is at war with us. And that is a massive, massive issue.
The Palestinians who live in Israel, for example, the last barrage attack, the missile that they launched in Israel killed only one person. He was a Palestinian from Gaza, was in West Bank.
Yeah, we agree on this. We don't want Hamas.
We and the Palestinians, we need to have a conversation. We need to have a genuine conversation, sit on a table like we and you doing right now, and be able to look in each other in the eyes and say, okay, neither the Palestinians are going anywhere, and neither the Jews are going anywhere.
I hope that there will be peace.
Well, yeah. Well, again, this guy's acting like there's no 500,000 Israelis living in the West Bank, which are guarded by the Israeli army. They're obviously being supported and endorsed by the Israeli government, even though it's completely illegal, right? This guy's acting like, oh, that's not a thing. We just want peace. We just want peace, guys. That's all we want. It's so one-sided and ridiculous.
Hopefully, I think we're already on the way.
You're a great person. There's the way that
How do you know he's a great person? What the hell are you talking about anyway? So dumb.
Oh, well, that cut off, but I thought there was more to that. This lady definitely seems to be coping, not handling the situation very good. Listen, if you guys don't know who Tamar is, Tamar Masudin on Instagram, go give him some love because he's honestly one of my favorite creators. Super, super insightful. He's a bit of a meme lord. So if you like pro-Palestine memes and Arab cringe in general, he's a very big proponent of it. But he's one of those creators. Hopefully, we could maybe do a reaction to some of his content on the channel, like I did with SAR TV.
Look, these people are wicked, dude. I can't believe how ridiculous that is. How so one-sided and ridiculous that is.
Okay. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Studying the Bible with Mike and Pat. These other YouTubers are just so trash. Hit the thumbs up if you want to support. Go follow Mike as he follows the Lord. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 You better watch out, Mike's calling out the shills. If you're not free grace, you need to sit down and chill. We're not hyper grace, you know we keep it real. Eternally secure, you know that we're sealed. We don't back low, we're not workspace heretics. Mike's not in it for the money, trying to get a lick. They out here selling their souls for a couple clicks. Becoming Freemasons so they can't just get rich. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Shout out to Mike and Pat. Check out his channel, Toronto Bible Study. Subscribe and like.